Who do we have? TT305. You're at work, huh? How are you? Hope work is going well. Hey, Laboratory Pops. Sorry, guys. I apologize for that. I bring out my desktop so I live stream on my phone. I bring out my desktop. Am I one of the few people who still have a desktop? I know I'm one of the few people who still have an AOL uh, email address. And I get no small amount of use from my YouTube friends about that. Anyway, I bring up my desktop so that I can read comments on a bigger screen. Otherwise, you guys see me squint at the phone. I get really close to the phone, and people see my head coming up, and they're thinking it's some type of lunar eclipse happening. So I refrain. I refrain from doing that. So it's Friday, end of a work week for those who work, which I don't. Hey, TT305. I don't know if you're still here, my friend. I just subscribed to you, and I will be here to support to the best that I'm able. I say I don't work. I'm here every day, and I'm attempting to earn an income from YouTube. So that is certainly a vocation. I wouldn't call it work. I'm sitting on my butt and I'm having a conversation with you guys. That is not work, but it is a commitment. I'm committed to showing up every day. And I've talked about this before. I'm a live streamer. I do nature shorts. I do an occasional, I do my workout videos, but I'd be working out anyway if I filmed it or not. I started out as I don't want to say accountability. I hold myself accountable. I show up for my workout. I have forever since I was 11 years old. So I don't really need accountability. But I do like sharing my workouts just for people to see, 59 years old, that you can be fit at any age and you can still challenge yourself at any age. It's about to say you should, but you know what? Not if you don't want to. Staying fit is enough. I like challenging myself, but you don't need to. So, what I mainly do is I talk. Hopefully, occasionally, maybe just a bit, I can say something that might be of value for someone who is maybe feeling down, or maybe feeling lost, or maybe feeling lonely, loveless. The truth is, we can never be loveless. We can never be loveless, as love is who we are. Which reminds me, I've been wanting to read on a live stream. It's been a few weeks since I have. St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians. Hey, Skits. Skits says hello, my friend. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, my turtle-loving friend. You know what I'm glad didn't happen? Imagine if we put turtles versus cows. I would be lost. How could I pick? Turtles v. cows. Cat's coming in to say hi to you guys. So this is St. Paul's description in the New Testament, letters to the Corinthians, description of love. Love is patient, love is kind. It is not jealous, it is not pompous. It is not inflated, it is not rude. It does not seek its own interest. It is not quick-tempered. It does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. Beautiful message. And here's the good news about all that. I think Kat is just staring at me blankly. Skit says, "How's everyone? Everyone? Hope you all having a truly amazing day. So far, it's pretty good. I did my very first 10-minute set of long cycle, kettlebell long cycle. Long cycle is clean and jerk, continuous, 10 minutes. You don't put the bells down. In about maybe almost 4 years. Skit says, I finished my song, Multiverse. I love that title. Is that going to be the official title for it today? I slightly changed it because I wasn't happy with it. I will upload it soon. I'm looking forward to it. I absolutely love hearing every detail how an artist does their thing, whatever their thing is, be it writing a song, writing a poem, doing origami, sculpting, painting, photography. I love everything about every single art form. I love artists. Skit says, yes, Multiverse is the title. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. So in 2003, 2004, I was still doing Olympic weightlifting. Recreational, I wasn't really competing. I just loved the movements. And I came across kettlebells. And kettlebell sport is considered poor man's Olympic lifting, because you would do it for repetitions and you only needed 2 of them. So instead of doing how much can you put over your head in a jerk or a snatch once, you use the kettlebells. How many times, how many reps could you get in 10 minutes without putting the bells down? You either did jerks, or you did clean and jerks, or you did 1-arm snatch, and you could switch once. It's a brutal sport. And I practiced it, competed online between 2004 2009, before I switched over to doing ultra running for a decade. And it was too much to do both. I tried. I lost a lot of strength doing ultra running. I was a strong ultra runner, but being a strong runner is a lot different than being strong, if that makes sense. Some people are able to do it. I know some ultra runners who have done the 5,500 challenge, where they run a 50 and deadlift 500 pounds in the same day. I'm not in that category. However, I did try to maintain as much strength as I could. So I sort of left, I still trained, I still lifted, but I let kettlebell sport slide for almost 11 years of ultra running. And then I got into, after ultra running, high rep body weight, high rep burpees, which I've done for over 1,000 days in a row. But recently, I got the urge to pick up the kettlebells very lightly. Not going to do that heavy as I used to. And today I did my first 10-minute kettlebell set, long cycle, clean and jerk, in almost 4 years probably. And I'm feeling it. I had forgotten how absolutely, how much it sucked to do a 10-minute set. It was easier for me to run a 100-mile race than it was to do my very first 10-minute set of kettlebell jerks or kettlebell long cycle. That's how much that sucks. Hey, so Skits, how long are we working on this song? Give me a second, guys. I'm going to send a message to somebody. All right. Just a friend going through a little bit of an extra time. Going through a little bit of a difficult time. Skid says there's a version of you in the multiverse who is lifting kettlebells right now. Well, then he's having a horrible time of it because, man, it's a brutal, brutal sport. I highly recommend it to everyone. Austin says, hi, brother Skits. Skits says, I worked on it for a couple of days. I can't let my music fully take too much of my time right now as I'm trying to balance creativity and personal stuff. You know what, though? Consider this, that your creativity is always taking place. Everything that's happening to you, everything that's happening in your personal life, in your work life, in your creative life, it's really only one life. We don't have a creative life and a personal life. We don't have a personal life and a spiritual life. We have life. And all of that is incorporated in it. So when you're open, everything that happens in your personal life is grist for the mill, meaning it is fuel for the creative fire. That everything that's happening all over is there to fuel your creative integrity. You're going to be able to use everything, especially because of the stuff that you want to do right now as you're writing in a inspired and hoping to inspire others. You're on a positive track of what you want to share. Man, that just leaves you wide open to keep reinterpreting everything that happens to you in a creative way that's going to feed your songs. Hey, Nightmare. Nightmare, I'm glad you made it over here to your hopefully second favorite American live streamer. Second, maybe third. The list is pretty long, man. I don't blame anyone. I'm not everyone's cup of American tea. That's for sure. Austin says hi to everyone. It's good to say, Austin, brother, how are you? Austin says he's doing good. Thanks for asking. Nightmare says, don't worry, I won't mention AOL. I appreciate that. I appreciate your sensitivity, my friend. Hey, A35, how are you? Skid says, it just means that if I spend a lot of time on my music projects, my personal life falls behind, like my apartment gets messy, and I don't eat as much as I should. Gotcha. I can understand. If you were to look around my office, you would see it's basically a storage room for books and running shoes. I have never thrown away a pair of running shoes. How could I? You know what? I talk. I literally preach non-attachment, and yet I have the running shoes that I ran my first 50K in. I have the running shoes that I ran my first 100-mile in. And people are like, why do you still have those? You can't run in them anymore. I'm sentimental. Nightmare says second is a reach, but you're up there, Eric. Well, hopefully I made the top 100, maybe. Skid says that really made me laugh. Hey, Nightmare, hope you well. Skid says hey to A35. Let's see. Nightmare says hi to Skits. A35 says, you hear what happened in Stewart's Live? I heard some of it. .35 said I had a huge slurring crash out in Stewart's Live, and he banned me from his live after that. I have heard, not everything in detail, but a little bit. I've also heard that you've apologized, but you know what? Be patient. Skid says, I love that, Eric. You value things like I do. I have so many sentimental things. I have been unable to throw away a single thing that belonged to my father. This was my father's house. I inherited it with my brother. I grew up here. When I got divorced, I moved in to help my dad be a caregiver for my mother. And then when my mother passed away, I was my dad's caregiver. And in return, inherited the house. This a little bit of money, not a whole lot, but enough that I could relax for a little bit. I'm at that point now where I have to consider, am I going to be a YouTube star that makes a little bit of money? Or am I going to go back out into the workforce, which I haven't done in a long time? Before I was a caregiver, I had my own business. Well, even when I was a caregiver, I had my own business. I had a little personal training business, and I did quite well. But then the COVID shut down, and then caring for my father, I had to let the business drop. I don't know if I could do that again. And I definitely don't want to go work in retail again. But you know what? You do what you got to do sometimes. Let's see. 835 says, but it won't ever happen again. Well, that's good to hear. Hey, Daisy. Daisy says, good morning. Nice to see you, my friend. Loved your live stream again, as I love all of your live streams. Three of my all-time favorite live streamers, actually 4 of my all-time favorite live streamers were up. Daisy, earlier this morning. Tandra, and it's been a while since Tandra was live, so it was really nice to see her. Eric Lapointe, Honest Tractor, always good. And Optimob. In a little bit, I believe Stuart the Fish Whisperer will be live. Hey, Debs. Rule number 1, after moderating in 5 years in 6 countries, never carry negative chat experiences from chat to chat. Nice, I like that. Just start over with that to deal with later. Just a thought. I like that, Debs. I like that very much. Daisy says, hi, everyone in chat. And, oh, thanks, Eric. Absolutely. Hey, it was nice seeing you over in Eric Lapointe's. $35 says, the crash out was literally just about me complaining that my parents won't let me go fly fishing all the time. Well, they got to be parents, you know? Deb says, I'm just saying, I've seen spats last months. I agree. My vow is to be spatless, to be without spat. I'm sure people might one day eventually have a spat maybe about me. It came close a few times. People didn't like the way I did live streams. I tend to be inclusive. I don't like banning people for, if someone attacks someone here, I'm all for banning them. If someone attacks me here, I don't care. But what goes on, I like what Deb says, what goes on another channel, I don't want to bring here. I want to give everyone equal footing to show me who they are. Don't show me somewhere else. Show me here. We start with even grounds here. But I like what Deb said, that, you know, let's not bring what happens somewhere else here. Or let's try our best. I saw that you said that it was your first time, Daisy. It says, I have very few things from my father. I didn't grow up living with him. My mom left him when I was 6 months old. My brother grew up with him, but when he passed, he moved out of his apartment. All of my father's belongings were left behind. It broke my heart. Oh, I bet. Yeah, I could just imagine that. Deb sends a flower to Daisy. Neighbor says, yeah, the real sensitive over there. I called Eric a wombat. Yeah, I heard, and everyone hated me. It's good enough humor, isn't for everyone. You know, if you can't call a friend a wombat, honestly, that's one of the nicer things that I've been called. At least you didn't call me a crab. We get a thumbs up, laughing, and a thumbs up. Hey, Buddha, how are you? Buddha says, in the background, washing clothes, and I'm going to cook. I'm hungry. Hey, Buddha, thank you for showing up for my early live stream, doing my kettlebells. I definitely needed the support. Buddha says, Yogi, Buddha, thank you, my friend. Let's see. Deb says, it's none of our business what others think of us. This is true. So, one of my favorite titles, Terry Cole Whitaker. I bought the book, I think, in the 1980s. I might not have even gotten around to reading it. I might have. I don't remember. I just love the title. What you think of me is none of my business. Nightmare says, 2 Erics live at the same time. Don't make me choose. It's not fair, guys. It's like Sophie's Choice. I always urge people, I'm live all the time. You know what? You can't wave a stick around without hitting me going live. So go visit someone else. I'll be here later. I'll be here the next time. I'll be here whenever. I also basically say the same thing over and over again. You can come in here and say, oh, it's Eric. He's talking about forgiveness. He's talking about meditation. He's talking about breath work. Every once in a while, he says burpees. If you come back an hour from now, I will be talking about forgiveness, meditation, breath work, and every once in a while, I'm going to say the word burpees. So it's never a choice. I'll be here. Daisy says it was great. I enjoyed him and the view. Yeah, Eric's a great guy. Eric was when he came around, I think it was in January. So almost coming on a year soon. And the story he told me, he was having a pretty bad day or, a down day, whatever. And he put on YouTube and the algorithms brought up some weird bald guy talking about how to breathe to reduce stress. And he thought, a logical thinking. But for whatever reason, he decided to listen. And it was me, and he's basically been showing up every day ever since. You can't get rid of him, to be honest with you. I've tried. So it's funny, forging relationships online. And they've really become friends. Everyone here, I value. Consider you a friend. Deb says, Eric doesn't get butthurt. No, not at all. $35 says I have to wait a week or even a month or even a year to go fly fishing. Wow, that's a long time to wait. Deb says call a friend instead, and that's a non-biased opinion. As you did take accountability, people get micro-offended so easily. They do, and I think it's sort of that low-level stress that we all experience in life. I mentioned before, you can't even turn on the news to watch the weather without a banner underneath, giving you bad news, telling you about the state of affairs in the world. And of course, the state of affairs are always negative. Right now, two people who were feuding with each other shook hands. Two warring factions have made peace. Someone did something kind to someone. We never have a banner saying, you know, lost puppy was found, kitten was adopted, senior citizen was helped across the road. Good news, positive stuff, loving things happen more often than the bad things. We live in a loving world. However, we're rubbed up because all we get bombarded with negativity and bad news, especially now because we are in political season. A35 says, I'm happy that this life is a therapy lifesaver, positive and kind here. Oh, live, right? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Mir, how are you? Mir says, New York Debs, thank you for your kindness. Deb says, Mir, I'm an old lady, so you're welcome. Hey, Weld, how are you? Weld says, hello, how you doing? YouTube is weird today. My shorts are hitting. Oh, you know what? That happens. It happened to me for an extended period of time. I went from getting, anywhere from 1,000 to 6,000 on a YouTube short to getting like 14. And I'm thinking, am I doing something different? So you wait it out. Just keep doing what you're doing. A35 says, I'm an angry teenager. In truth, you are not an angry teenager. It feels that way. It seems that way. But in truth, you are an infinitely patient, loving spirit. I always like that thought. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, who was a Jesuit priest as well as an anthropologist. Imagine those two worlds coming together. He said, you are not a human being who has an occasional spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. That's the nature of forgiveness. We always think of forgiveness as something that we do, that we extend. We give someone when they deserve it. But the truth is, we look past the humanness. We look past the perceived errors, the perceived faults and mistakes, and even the sins, and we don't make them real. We realize that they are part of the illusion, the illusory world of material form that is simply that, illusory form. And we forgive by looking past it and not making it real. It's a little difficult to sometimes wrap the head around. I'll read something from A Course in Miracles that might shed light on it. You cannot evaluate an insane belief system from within it. Its range precludes this. You can only go beyond it. Look back from a point where sanity exists and see the contrast. Only by this contrast can insanity be judged as insane. With the grandeur of God in you, you have chosen to be little and to lament your littleness. Within the system that dictated this choice, the lament is inevitable. Your littleness is taken for granted, and you do not ask who granted it. The question is meaningless within the ego's thought system because it would open the whole thought system to question. So what is being said here is the ego will never forgive. The ego will bargain for forgiveness. I'll forgive you if you forgive me. I will forgive you, but only when I believe you've suffered enough, only when I believe you've earned it, or if there's something in it for me. Those are all, or even I will forgive you because I'm a nice person, which is a wonderful sentiment. But it puts forgiveness in the realm of the ego. The ego is fiction, it doesn't truly exist. It is a collection of thoughts over time that has gained the investment of our belief system. We believe that we are the voice in our head. We believe that we are those thoughts that are narrating our life. This is good, this is bad. This is sin, this isn't. All across the line, we are narrating every little thing that happens in our life. And we believe it. However, something being narrated by a fictitious character doesn't make it real. So the judgment that this has happened to me means this has happened to the ego, and we're making it real. But as the Course said, you cannot judge, you cannot evaluate an insane belief system. It's insane because it's not true. And the ego always judges. The ego always is based and projects fear, which causes the world that we perceive. So in order to forgive, we look past the perception. We look past that insane belief system. It's what Albert Einstein said, that you cannot fix a problem with the same mindset that created it. You need a paradigm shift. The paradigm shift is the reality of love. Course in Miracles begins in the introduction. Only love is real. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. So if it isn't coming from love, if you aren't experiencing it as love itself, it is unreal. Unreal doesn't mean that it can't hurt you. Unreal doesn't mean that it's not painful, that we don't shed true tears, but it's only real on that level of belief. It's only real on that level of ego. This is why, man, one of my favorite lines is, the one wholly true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not here. It's not here. So in the absence of a thought, if you're trying to forgive a situation, the one wholly true thing that one can say about that situation is that it's in the past, and the past is not here. In the absence of a thought of that situation, let's just say the thought itself was completely absent. It didn't exist. How would you feel right now if you are holding any type of regret, any type of resentment, any judgment, any grievance, any hurt? In the absence of that thought, how would you be right now? And the truth is, that's how you are right now. But we keep introducing that thought, or the thought keeps being introduced to us. So we're looking at a quantum level of forgiveness, transcending space and time to the one and only moment that exists, the present moment, and we just reside there continuously. So forgiveness is never over. We don't say, I forgive you, bygones. We continuously forgive. Every time the thought comes up, we forgive. We don't let it go because the ego will not let anything go. We know that in perfect love, as St. Paul described, and the reality of who we truly, truly, truly are, it never occurred, because only what occurs in this moment is what has occurred. Imagine that. Imagine how many past conflicts would be let go in this moment if we realized it was all based upon a thought. What people generally introduce is, but won't it happen again? No, because we're not dumb. We've learned, we have discernment. So forgiving and accepting that we only have this present moment doesn't mean that we give up all, we become naive. If anything, we're wiser. And we can also, doesn't mean that we instantly befriend those. Sometimes the best means of forgiveness is space. Loving space, space that exists within the moment, but space nonetheless. Listen to whatever it is, your inner guidance, whatever you call it. The Holy Spirit, the voice of Jesus, Buddha consciousness, Krishna. What does it tell you to do? Does it say, forgive on that quantum level, but I don't need to be friends with them again? You can love and not be friends. You can love and not be close. You can love and let people go about their business. Sorry, guys. A little bit of a tangent. Let me catch up. That was a little long me talking. Mir says, yes, my sister, I'm also an old man. Hey, Mir, I never asked you. How old are you? Mir says, you're my sister. Daisy says, oh, that's great. Laughing. Sebs, I thought Eric was seed planting. Prepper channel. Burpee seeds. I've heard that. Burpee seeds. Let's see. Daisy says, yes, indeed. I'm really enjoying YouTube and the people I'm friends with. That's awesome, Daisy. I'm glad you're having such a positive experience. A35 says, Eric is a therapist. You know what? I'd like to think of myself as a friend. Just a friend. Deb says he plants love seeds instead. Well, thank you for that. I've never actually seen a burpee seed, but people have brought it up before. I need to Google up an image sometime. Daisy says, I can't handle all the negativity. It is tough. It is tough. But, you know, I've mentioned before, Tantric Yoga, Tantric Buddhism, everyone thinks of it as a sexual branch of yoga. It actually isn't. What it does is it takes the base material of earthiness, of negativity, of whatever it is that we're experiencing, and literally spiritualizes it. It uses it as fuel, as energy to be transformed. We can think of it as an alchemical process, how the ancient alchemist would attempt to change lead into gold. It was really a spiritual metaphor to take the lead of negativity and turn it into the gold of a positive experience. I love Course in Miracles always asks, can I choose peace instead of this? Can I choose peace? And the answer is always yes. But you need to surrender the old thought system. The ego will never choose peace. The ego thrives on conflict. But we are not the ego. Remember, the ego is fictitious. So what we're basically doing, it's called A Course in Miracles because we asked for a miracle. And a miracle isn't bread and loaves. It isn't manifesting a job. It isn't curing the sick. It is shifting the mindset from chaos to peace, from negativity to positivity. And it's saying, I can't do this. As an ego, I can't do this. However, the highest part of me, the most loving part of me, which is all there is, can do it. So I turn it over to God. I turn it over to Jesus. I turn it over to love. I turn it over to Krishna. Deb says, Daisy, so nice to meet you, dear. It is a peaceful break during our busy day. Debs, I hope you have a chance to hang out with Daisy sometime and just sit with her. It's a wonderful experience. It's a truly, truly beautiful time. Daisy says hi to Debs. 835 says oxygen is free, water is $1, and 1 penny. Your average rock is $2. You got to pay for a rock. So it is $4.05. It so amazes me that you can be charged for water. I guess it makes sense if you're paying for like a bottle or something. Mir says, I'm good, sir. Daisy says, nice to meet you. I'm from New York as well as upstate. Western New York. So Western New York, how close are you to, how close were you to the Adirondacks? I love the Adirondacks. Deb says, we've gotten homes for 11 kittens. I saw that. I saw the last one. And the last two, Grandma outside to catch the stray cycle over. Man, you're doing wonderful stuff. Down to the last two. One of my adopted cats is looking at me right now. Let's see. Average brick is $7.09. It's an expensive brick. I don't know if I ever even thought about how much a brick costs. I just see them everywhere. Let's see. Why did everyone leave? It happens. People come, people go. Austin says, how you doing today, Yogi? I'm doing really well. It's been a good day. 35 says, Austin, oh my God. Austin drops his link. Thank you, Austin. Says hi to everyone. Have you made any new videos with any of our friends? We get a wave from 835. Deb says people go in and out. Whoever has time stays. If not, say hi and go. Yep. People are passing through. Hey, Theme, how are you? Nice to see you. I think we're 18 days away, if I'm not mistaken, right? 18 days away from Theme's birthday, where he will be at Disney World and Disney California Adventure, right? Mir says, so Yogi, people believe they're self-man. I asked something about human lives. When Apple owner going on bed, he has the last stage of cancer, and he has some words. I remember Steve Jobs. I forget what he said. He gave a speech before he passed away. He was an interesting man. He actually went to India, I believe, in 71. He was a student of Paramahansa Yogananda, book-wise. He read the book Autobiography of a Yogi, and he read Ram Dass's Be Here Now, and he went to India. He wanted to study with Baba Neem Karula, I believe was his name, but he had already passed away by the time Steve Jobs got there. Deeply spiritual side, but he was unable to integrate it in his personal life. That comes with when we make those separations. When we think, I have a spiritual life. Everything is life. Everything is spiritual. I'm going to look that up, Mir. I'm going to listen to his speech again. Theme says, just saying hi, off to the movies with my family soon. It's awesome, Theme. What are you going to see? And enjoy the movie. Hey, Brian. Brian says, hey, hello, everyone. Brian, I see you sent me a message. I'm going to check it out after the live stream. Chris says, humans don't know. That's money. Have no meaning. Just counting words. So I asked to all my friends, why don't you do anything? Some third power is there? This is true. We have given, one of the tenets in A Course in Miracles is that we have given everything we see the meaning that it has. It has no inherent meaning whatsoever. I can look at anything, and if I look at it in its originality, it is meaningless in and of itself. But if I look at something that belonged, we were talking about this with skits, if I look at something that belonged to my father, and he gave it to me, it has all the meaning in the world to me. It means absolute love. It represents the love I have still for my father, the love he had for me. So what a great thing that we get. Maybe the only power we actually have is we get to assign meaning to the things that we value. Anything. Which also means that we don't have to assign meaning to something that happened to us. It doesn't have to be a friendship ending. It doesn't have to be a, I was able to reframe my divorce. Fortunately, because I am still with the person that divorced me. We separated 2009 or so, and divorced in 2012, but we've seldom been separate during any of that time. Mir says, so you're calling God Yesu Bhagwan name, so that's true. Infinite names, or infinite names for God. Let's see. Jason says my birthday is November 7th. Well, happy early birthday. It's coming up. Well, man, I've missed all kinds of stuff. Sorry, guys. Let me see if I can catch up. I've been sitting here having a casual conversation, not realizing that people have shown up. Ginger, my friend, how are you? All right. So I'm diving in. Bear with me, guys. Mir says, in my opinion, it's that support to everything of nature. I'm of the same opinion, Mir. Deb says, we forgive, but our mind doesn't let go. Sometimes it adds up to hurt, but teaches lessons usually. We could say we could substitute mind for ego. The mind itself, we can say there's one mind. The mind doesn't make division. It's the mind of God in which we are existing in right now. But the ego believes it is separate from that mind. The ego is a small brain-centered, but not mind-centered entity. So we can use the brain as a useful tool. The brain gives us discernment that we can forgive, but the brain will say, but there is the possibility that this person might still attempt to hurt you. So the mind forgives, the heart forgives, but the brain will say, but be careful. So we're careful. Again, forgiveness doesn't mean that we're naive. Hey, Sue, how are you? Sue, I saw over at Eric LaPointe's that you're getting a new camera soon. New York Deb says, the goal is to think before we speak and don't hurt back. Let go and love from a distance. There you go. Nice. I like that. And think about that in live streams. When I go into a live stream, am I there to support, or am I there to insist? Am I insisting on my point of view? Am I insisting on my agenda? Or am I there just to support the person that I'm visiting, the channel that I'm visiting? A35 says, I hope Stuart doesn't join the live. I always look forward to Stuart. Always gives an opportunity to make peace, you know? Mir says, I am near 50, sir. You're still a young man. I ran my first 100-mile race after 3 failed attempts 1 week after my 50th birthday. 14th. It's coming up. We're not far. We're going to have a big birthday celebration for our friend Mir. Ginger says, yo, yo, where are the crabs at? The crabs day and the sun are gone, my friend. And not the one in my drawer. Speaking of that, did I miss your drinking story? I have not told my drinking story. Hey, Luke. Welcome. 50 years young. Man, I'm in my last year in my 50s. Brian says, how old am I? Eric, you're 33, right? 32 or 33? Mir says Brian is also bye. Mir says hey sis. Junior says yep I can't. This I gotta hear about Yogi's juiced up on the liquor. Well, really, it was how I came to not be so juiced up on the liquor. Junior says no negative. If you don't want to say, that's fine. Jason has said there is no God. Where is he at? Depends on where you're looking. If you're looking outwards, it might be difficult to see. Not for everyone. Some people find God in nature, which is a beautiful way of experiencing God. If you're looking for a God that has the name God, if you're truly looking, you're not going to find him. If you're looking within for God and you're looking at the ego, you're not going to find it. You're going to get a representation of the ego in the form of God, an angry, all-judging person, older person with a beard. If you're looking for the God of love, you have to experience it that yourself by being loving. You experiencing God of love by being loving. You can experience God as anger by being angry, but it's not the true version of God. Luke says, most of the bottled water is just filtered tap water. I heard that. Then there was some water company that got busted for that. Nightmare says, Eric, are you on Telegram or Discord at all? I'd be surprised, but thought I'd ask anyway. Nope, I'm on WhatsApp. Thanks to Stuart the Fish Whisperer. He's the one who got me on there. Let's see. Hey, Eric LaPointe. My cat's making some noise. Just wanting some attention. All right. Theme says Jason Mines November 6th, and that is coming up soon. Nightmare says, oh my God, Eric, I did not mean that. What's that? What did I miss? All right. I'm determined. I will get caught up. Brian says 35, Eric. I remember when I turned 35, distinctly having the thought, I am as close to 50 as I am to 20. And then I realized in a very sobering insight that that's not true, as I am never going in that direction again. I'm only going towards 50. A35 says, why were we talking about alcoholism? Well, I was sharing some experiences from my own past days. The message is never about the alcoholism. The message is always about the recovery from alcoholism. Nightmare says, guys, if you haven't checked out LP live streams, they are great. You gotta appreciate a man and his tractor. That's for sure. Eric says, thanks, Nightmare. Stuart is going to scold me again. It's hard to say. However, you're not being scolded now, so be at peace. Skid says, if anybody wants a laugh about Eric's stream, it would be greatly appreciated if you listen to my song that would be premiering over on my channel. It is so bad, it should make you laugh at least. What time are you going to premiere, Skits? Nightmare says, no problem, LP. Ginger says, We're not talking about alcoholism. We're talking about his funny drink stories. I drink beer. I just like listening, just like hearing it. So I understand I'm not the only dumbass in this world. Man, I was a dumbass for a decade and a little bit longer. Hey, Life, how are you? Hi, Yogi Sir. Nice to see you, my friend. Dino says hello. Hello, Dino. Skid says, evening, Eric LaPointe, brother. Hope you're well. Life says, hello, Eric Sir. What? No, why does What Up get a laugh? I thought What Up was the cool, hip place to communicate with each other. I thought that was up to date. Okay, I can understand the AOL getting mocked. I can understand. I can even appreciate it. But what's up with the What Up? Skid says, I'll do it after your live stream, Eric, brother. Awesome. Usually I try to shoot for, because I do it, 3 times a day, so I shoot for like an hour. So just a little bit. Don't want anyone to, like, the theme song from Tundra that she made for me, one of them, she made 2. A little bit of yogi goes a long way. Indeed. Dino says, I got big news. What's the big news, my friend? Theme says, okay, off to the movies. Don't know what movie yet. See you soon. Enjoy the movie, my friend. Junior says, what's your big story, Dino? Skid says, what's so funny? What's so funny about What Up? Oh, WhatsApp. It's Eric Point says, I am Skits. Hope you're well also. Skits says, Eric, it's WhatsApp. Gotcha. Well, I've made vast improvements, guys, because I was calling it What's Up app forever. And I think it was Stuart, he said, it's not What's Up app. Ginger says, I would love to compare dumbass stories. We should do that on a later live stream where more comfortable sharing that. But man, I definitely got him. Donna says, I won a cash cup on Fortnite at $400. Wow, that's huge. Congratulations. It's a nightmare of laughing. The good news is that I'm caught up. I'm caught up in the chat. I caught up in the chat just in time to laugh along, at my expense, laugh along with Skits and Nightmare. So, okay, it's not What App, and it's not What's Up app, and it's not What's Up Doc app. It is WhatsApp. Is it? It's what you did say it's WhatsApp, right? Luke says, laughing with you. Thank you for the correction. You see, Nightmare wasn't going to correct. That way he could keep continuously laughing, and every single live stream he would find a way to work it into the conversation. This is the payback for not being a crab supporter. Nightmare was going to find his way, and this was it. Let's see. Ginger says, "I'll wait for 15 people or more." That could work. Dina says, more like 200 because I split it with my cousin that played with me. Well, that was nice of you to do that. Skit says, yeah, it's WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is so much funnier. I was just trying to be hip, the WhatsApp. I was going to call it What Up Yo. I hope no one did a clip of that. If our friend Ash was here, she would clip it out of me saying "What Up Yo" and play it over and over and over again. Why didn't they think of that? That would have been perfect. What up, yo? Nightmare says, my revenge. It's Cliff and that, what up, man? I can live with that. I can live with that revenge. Jacob says, 4 subs to 100. Jacob support. So that's right, guys. Thank you, Jacob. Skits is 4 away from 100. And man, what a way. He's going to do a premiere in just a little bit. Premiere of a new song. What a way to celebrate that premiere with 4 more subs, bringing him into 100. So is anyone here not subbed to Skits? Skits says if someone clips it, I'll put it in my next song. That would be awesome. I don't know how to clip anything. Surprise. The guy that doesn't know it's WhatsApp doesn't know how to clip something. Thank you, Jacob. Jacob drops Ginger's link. Skits is laughing. Skits says clip it. Skits says, hi, Jacob, and thank you, brother. How's it going? Hope you had a nice day. Hey, Jacob, how are you feeling, my friend? I know you weren't feeling too well yesterday. All right, so I just hit an hour on my live stream. I'm going to talk just for a couple more minutes, and then let's go over and support Skits. Nightmare says, thank you, Jacob. You always share my link. You're a good person. Jacob is the best. He doesn't just come in here and drop everyone's link. He drops A35's link. But people who aren't here in the live stream, he'll drop their links so we can support them. People, and Brian does this as well. People we haven't even met yet, that they've seen, that they support and like, and they'll drop the link here so that we can join them. Jacob drops Eric LaPointe's link. So, all right, just a few more minutes, guys. We're going to wrap it up. I will be back up. Ginger says, what happened? 3 people. I think they all left when they heard me say, what up, yap, yo. They were like, well, this is too much for me. Skit says, thanks. It's only a 2-minute song, so it won't take much of your time. Man, when I'm listening to something, time doesn't matter. If I'm listening to a friend, even more so. Nightmare says, are you going to go to live, Skits? He needs 4 more. No, actually, you can go live at 50, right? If I'm not mistaken. It's not 100, it's 50. Jacob says, thank you for having me on your live stream. Once again, brother Mr. Yogi, truly appreciate it. Much love and respect. Big salute. Big salute to you, my friend, and thank you for being here. Thank you for all the work that you do. Jacob, I hope you're feeling better. Ginger says, your jokes are kind of dry. Yeah, they can be kind of dry. Dry is a nice way of saying you're really not as funny as you think you are. Mocha always says, not only are you not as funny as you think you are, you're the only one who actually thinks you're funny. And she has a point. And it doesn't matter, because I find myself an endless source of amusement. Skit says, I'm going to clip it and send it to me on, on what app? I hope someone actually does. It has been well. Oh, wow. It has been well and truly clipped. What up? Yeah. What? I can't even say it anymore. I've said it too many times. Eric Point is still here. Well, thank you, Eric. Ginger's laughing, says you are clever. Mira says, hey Jacob, bro. Ginger, I still remember your first entrance here into the live stream, and we spent the rest of the evening talking about muffins and laughing. So talking about a comedy entrance, our friend Ginger, man, he came in gold. Skit says, no, soon I'll be going live. I've been working on my confidence and asking everyone for advice. Stuart gave me some great advice yesterday. That's awesome. Stuart is another one of my favorite live streamers. Ginger says, think. Hey, Leo. How you doing? How's the healing? Skits is laughing. Jacob Love liked. Thank you, Jacob. Leo said, much love, brother. Leo, man, you are working through it. I hope you're feeling better, but you haven't lost a step. Ginger says, but when you think you're clever, it fails. But when you are, it might work. But when you are, it might work. This is true. That's true. Skit says, hi to Leo. Hope you're having a wonderful day, my friend. Leo is a one-of-a-kind burpee monster, that's for sure. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. Let's go support Leo. Or I'm sorry, well, let's definitely support Leo, but let's also, and first, before we do so, let's support Skits. We got a new song coming. I'm excited. I absolutely loved the first song that Skits put out. Not only that, but Mocha, who has very discerning musical taste, and her hip hop. You know, she's old school hip hop, 80s to the 90s heyday, especially when hip hop had a more of a positive message, and she absolutely loved it. So, Skits, if you ever think that I'm just being like nice when I say that it's truly exceptional, then take it from Mocha. I'm not saying Mocha isn't nice. She is, but she's more blunt. If she doesn't like something, she would say it needs more work or something along those lines. Positive, but she'd give you a critical assessment. If she says she loves something, it's because she loves something. And I don't know if you remember, when I said, you know, Mocha, this is the Skits from the song that I sent you, she literally gushed over it. She loved it. Skit says, speak later. Eric, much love. Much love to you. All right, guys, let's go check him out. I'm going to be there in about 5 minutes or so. Let me make sure that I have Skits up. Ginger says, hip-hop will never have a positive message after this crap going on. There will be a cut that will never heal. That could be. But we got people like Skits who are going to change that around. Hey, Bang, how are you? Mocha's here. Mocha says hello. I just mentioned you, Mocha. Who was talking about, 1, your love of hip-hop. 2, that you are blunt. That you don't compliment things that don't deserve to be complimented. You'd find something good to say, but, you know, it would be constructive. You don't tear things down. And I was talking about how much you loved Skits' song. Oh, Mocha says I'm actually here. Ginger says, Mocha, I believe we've never met. I thought he met. She still could be. Mocha could be a figment of my imagination. I could be typing right now the entire dialogue. Mocha could only exist in my head and in my heart. Mocha's laughing. Skit says, hey Mocha, hope you're well, my friend. Let's see, Skit says that's the best compliment. I believe that Skits has a capability with his talent and with the message that he's putting out to change the face of hip-hop as we know it. Skits says Eric's imaginary wife. Worse, Eric's imaginary ex-wife. All right, so Mocha says, I doubt my own existence at times. Here's the thing. I'm going to go downstairs and that Mocha, actually Mocha has a key to the house. She can come on in. And we're going to go listen to skits. I'm actually glad Mocha's here because we can listen to skits together. Hey, Mocha, is there any way on your phone that you can bring up Skits' channel? If you can, I'll try to do it here on my phone. So come on in. Skit says, much love, everyone. Thank you. Ginger, that was funny. I'm glad you all got to meet. All right, guys, we are going to go. I'm going to close the entire live stream. This is going to be my signature goodbye. I'm going to say, what up, app? What up? What up, app? Yo. Man, I can't even say it anymore. All right, guys. Take care.